G'day guys, welcome back to another episode on my SC24 Chelsea Career Mode series. In this episode, we're going to be versing Brighton, just like we did in real life. My instant match reaction has just been uploaded to the channel, so I'm sitting down now to expand on my thoughts and engage in a conversation with you guys down in the comments below. Let me know, what did you guys think of our performance at Amex Stadium? Because we got the 2-1 result, but also Newcastle lost to Manchester United, which means Chelsea springboard into 6th spot in the Premier League. And coming into this season, I always said, if we get 6th spot or higher in this season, it would be considered a success. And yes, it's been a very rocky road. We've had high highs and low lows, but the results do not lie. As you can see in the career mode, with 2 games to go, we are sitting in 8th spot with 64 points. It's unlikely that we're going to get European football because the teams above us have superior points, but all we can do is our job and get 3 points against Brighton. This is the team that they're going to be lining up with, and it's a decent outfit. I'm not surprised in the slightest that Roberto De Zerbi has not exactly hit the same levels that he did last season, because when you lose players like McAllister and Caicedo from that midfield, that engine room, it's a huge loss. And when you've lost players like Cucurella before that, and you don't have Danny Welbeck exactly knocking goals into the back of the net for fun consistently this season, it's going to be difficult. So I understand where they are in this Premier League table, but I really do think they've already hit their ceiling in terms of what they can accomplish in the Premier League already. And this is the team that I'm going to be lining up with. And as you would have just seen in the career mode table, Brighton are also in amongst it, and they're going to be wanting to get 3 points just as much as we are. So I want to be defensively solid, but have Chilwell and Gusto rushing up and down those flanks, contributing in the attacking third. And because we've got Nkunku and Jackson both playing really well in the career mode at the moment, we're going to have both of them up top and hopefully score plenty of goals. As I said in my instant match reaction, everyone else in the Premier League better watch out, because the Chelsea Football Club is cooking. And I'm so glad to see players that are so important to this team, like Nkunku, return. And see him lighting up the blue balloon again was a joy to see. It's something that we've all been waiting for such a long time as a Chelsea fan base. And to see him do it in this game was great. And the fact that it's the winning goal is even better. But Nkunku, he's just such a silky, calm, composed player, and he just graces with ease in the attacking third. And he shows a class that we've been sorely lacking throughout this season. And it's interesting because the question now needs to be raised is, how do we fit him into this team? Because previously I was saying, he's going to play the central attacking midfield role behind, Jackson, and be the main creative outlet for us. But because Cole Palmer, who has been playing absolutely superb, how insane was his goal today? With that gliding header, I was absolutely gobsmacked. It was an incredible goal by Cole Palmer. But he himself has made the central attacking midfield role his own. So I can't exactly see him getting pushed out of that position. And you could say, moving him out to the right wing. But I've also really liked Noni Madueke in that position. He drives the defenders, he takes them on, he's aggressive, he's decisive. But Cole Palmer has to be playing cam for me. So then the question becomes, does Nkunku maybe play out on the left wing? Or does Jackson play on the left wing and Nkunku's up top? Lots of question marks, and all of them are exciting because I really want to know the answer. As Chilwell has to do the defensive work now. Oh, done so well. Goes out for a corner though. Early stages of this game, we don't want to be conceding anything early. Let's get this clear. Oh, good early save by Sanchez, the former Brighton man, doing his job. And Enzo Fernandez gets the ball intercepted off him, but it goes out for a goal kick. Now, I also listened to the post-match press conference with Pochettino, and he said that, Mudryk has sustained an injury. Hopefully it's not a serious one, but obviously he was taken off with the concussion substitute. So I don't think he's going to be featuring in the next game, and which means probably most likely that Raheem Sterling is going to get factored back in. But, what a save by the goalkeeper there. Nkunku, again, with his dribbling ability, just getting past the defenders way too easily. almost scoring the first goal for us. But Raheem Sterling, again, comes off the bench, doesn't do a whole lot except get himself a yellow card. But he's another player that is going to be asked in the summer, is he going to be staying or is he going to be going? And with his experience, you'd think he'd be a reliable asset, but he's been so consistent in his, year and a half at Chelsea? Almost 2 seasons now. So, yeah, I really don't know. We're going to leave that conversation for another video, I feel like, who's going to be staying and who's going to be going from this Chelsea team. So make sure you subscribe for that. But I have to say, so many of the players that are in this team have stepped up and are really, showing their class. Caicedo is one of them. Cucurella is another one of them. Conor Gallagher, consistently a solid player in our midfield. But someone who has let himself down is unfortunately our skipper, Reece James. And it was severely disappointing. And because of that, I kind of forgot to mention it in my instant match reaction, the Cole Palmer goal, because it was so incredible. But the Reece James one, to me at least, had to take priority in terms of what I said, because it was severely disappointing to see. As the captain, who has missed so much first team football and has been out for injury for so long, you'd think he'd do anything to stay in the team. And then to not only do something so rash and unnecessary and get himself sent off, you could argue that it's a soft red card, but it is violent conduct, and by the letter of the law, it's probably a red card. So I can't really argue with it, but at the same time, I'm so disappointed that Reece James has got himself sent off. Is going to miss the final game of the season at Stamford Bridge, and is going to miss the game where Thiago Silva gets his farewell. And as Thiago Silva makes a really important pass there, and then Fernandes can now go on the counter-attack. Can he find Nkunku? He's got to make the perfect run. Oh, gets intercepted by the defender there. But I just feel like Reece James, he cannot find any consistency. He cannot stay in this team for the life of him. If he had a gun to his head, he still wouldn't be able to stay in the team, whether it's through injury or suspension. Reece James, lots of question marks have to be asked of what he was thinking of in that moment. You could say he was a bit frustrated and let it out, but it's just unacceptable. And as the club captain, you just can't be doing stuff like that. You've got young players that look up to you. And to get yourself sent off in that way, just severely disappointing. The man of the moment, Reece James, now whips it in from the corner post. And unfortunately, the Nkunku header goes wayward. Alrighty, as we progress into the second half in what is a noisy Amex Stadium, the Brighton fans were certainly making their voices heard in terms of their opinions on players like Caicedo and Cucurella. And I understand, when a player betrays you for a bigger club, that can hurt. But you got a lot of money for those guys. I'd move on with your lives, surely, Brighton fans. Don't be so petty. But being able to get those goals and shut the Brighton fans up eventually was very good to see. And Caicedo, what an absolute beast he has been. I'm surprised he doesn't get more praise in the British media, because he has been performing so very well. And yes, he's made some very high-profile mistakes, which have led to us conceding goals. But overall, he's contributed in the attacking phase of play in really good ways. He's made important interceptions in the defensive phases of play. And I have nothing bad to say about him. Besides the individual mistakes, he has just been performing so very well. And what a signing he has been in this team. And his partner in crime, who's on the ball now, Conor Gallagher, again, just such an elite member of our midfield. He's not the most agile or the most technically gifted, but what he offers us in terms of spirit and leadership, I just cannot fault the man. And again, we're going to save it for another video where we talk about who stays and who goes, but Conor Gallagher, what a player. And I'm very excited to see what we do in the next transfer window and who we add to the squad, because lots of interesting possibilities are definitely on the horizon. But I don't think this team is too far away from being a really good top 4 contender. Oh, no way. We've wasted a huge opportunity there. Chilwell, who's normally so lethal with his left foot, has missed the goal there. Wow. Another player that I want to give a shout out to is Gusto. He's obviously had a few injury scares this season and hasn't exactly got as much consistency in recent weeks, but what a player, man. To be the backup option for Reece James. Oh, as we make a mistake there. Sanchez, the former Brighton man, making a very important save for us there. Gusto, to be the backup option for Reece James. What a class second tier option. And I have full confidence in every time he graces the football pitch that he's going to do a really good performance. And both in the attacking and defensive phases of play, I feel like he can improve, but as a second tier option, there's people in the Chelsea fan base that are even asking, how do we get him to play consistently, maybe even as a left back, because he's just that good. But I feel like Cucurella has definitely made himself present in that role, and as a left-footed player is definitely going to do a good job for us. And then obviously we have Chile, our vice-captain, to return to the team as well. But as we clear this ball out, because it's getting a little bit too hot to handle in the kitchen, it really has been a strange season for us at the Chelsea Football Club. Like, we started off the season quite well in terms of performances, but we just weren't getting the results that we deserved. Then we just had injury upon injury upon injury, and it was just getting worse for us. And Pochettino was having to rely on players like Enzo Fernandez, who has been dealing with a hernia injury for the whole season pretty much, having to take injections and whatnot to be able to survive in Premier League football, which is obviously not ideal. But Nkunku has to score here. Oh, another huge save. And we're not quite able to get the winner just yet. We definitely don't want to be conceding, that's for sure. Fofana land the tackle, beautiful defensive work. But to have, such low lows where we're losing at home to Wolves, where Pochettino under the previous regime definitely would have got sacked, to not be getting maximum points against relegation sides Burnley and Sheffield, and then to get absolutely embarrassed at the Emirates to a high-flying Arsenal side who are only just going to miss out on the Premier League title. How crazy is that? But to have all this stuff happen, and then in the last couple games of the season where we're starting to get our best team on the pitch, and it's all starting to click, that it's just been such a strange season. And it's hard to put into words the emotional feeling I have, because there's been so many times where I've really not liked what I've seen. But in recent games, it just has completely changed my opinion. And I not only have my trust in Pochettino, but I also believe that the young players that we have are going to be good enough to go on this long-term project. Yes, there are some that are probably not going to stick around the whole time, but I genuinely do believe that this team are good enough to be pushing for top 4 football, and in a couple seasons when they all hit their prime, be pushing for the Premier League title. And Arsenal are definitely going to be up there. Manchester City aren't going away anytime soon. Liverpool under Arne Slot are definitely going to be one to watch. But Chelsea Football Club, I'm so optimistic now. And unfortunately, we're not able to get a goal in this game. It ends all square, a stalemate at the Amex Stadium. Obviously, all the headlines coming into the run-in were about the title race and it being a 3-horse race between Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City. But Chelsea, while they may not be getting all the major headlines at the moment, we cannot discount the fact that we have been getting so many points in 2024 specifically that would put us in top 4 football. Only those 3 teams have got more points than us this season. And in terms of our momentum and our form and the good feelings at the club and within the community in the last couple of games, I really do think that next season, if we can keep all our players fit and have, Nkunku firing in all cylinders and have players like, Colwill and Fofana be our main 2 centre-back options, and then have Reece James and whoever plays left back, I honestly do think that next season we really could be back where we belong in Champions League. And if we get a form of European football this season, it's looking like Europa League, that again is going to be extremely exciting. I want to hear your thoughts now. Comment down below. What do you guys think of the Brighton game? But obviously what's going to happen next season. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next episode where we will be farewelling Thiago Silva and concluding this dramatic, unprecedented, unpredictable, and slightly underwhelming career mode series. But in real life, it's a different story. Thanks so much for watching. Come on, you Blues.